Hi dear students, welcome you all for the today's topic, nature of principles of management. So in the nature of principles of management, we have several points. First one is universal applicability, general guidelines formed through practices and experimentation, drawn through cause and effect relationship, mainly behavioral in nature, flexible and contingent. These are the various characteristics of nature of principles of management. In previous class already we have discussed the meaning of principles of management. Principles means general guidelines, general instructions and fundamental truths to take decisions and actions over day-to-day activities and functions of the organization. So here, the nature of principles of management. Let us go in detail discussions on the topic nature of principles of management. First one, universal applicability. So principles are applicable over various business organizations, various sectors of the economy, means irrespective of business size and irrespective of the product, principles are applicable. Not only on private business organizations, principles are applicable on private, public, small business organization, large business organization, medium scale business organization, agriculture, service industries, manufacturing, means principles are applicable on all type of business organizations. Fayol principles and F.W. Taylor's principles we apply on various type of business organizations. Hence, principles are universal applicability in nature. General guidelines. Principles are just general guidelines, do not provide ready-made solutions to the organizational problems. So, principles do not provide straight-jacket solutions. We apply principles on day-to-day activities of the business. We do not apply on the organizational problems, and always the organization internal environment is highly flexible. Hence, principles are just general guidelines formed through practices and experimentations. So Fayol principles are drawn through practices and observations, and F.W. Taylor's principles are drawn through experimentations. Example, time study, method study, motion study, fatigue study, mental revolution, piece rate system. These are all drawn through experimentations. Right? Before the implementation of principles, before we apply, we have to observe the principles and we have to conduct certain practices, and experimentations are very important. Hence, principles are drawn through practices and experimentations. Next, drawn through cause and effect relationship. Principles are not developed overnight. Principles are drawn through cause and effect relationship. So, to the each and every principles of Fayol's and F.W. Taylor's, there is a cause and effect relationship. There is a link with the output. There is a link with the final results. There is a link with the organizational situations and conditions. Hence, principles are drawn through cause and effect relationship. This is the special nature of principles of management, mainly behavioral in nature. So, principles are applicable on employees and the people of management to transform their behavior, and highly principles are pertaining to behavior of employees. It influences the behavior. For the mental revolution purpose, we need principles of management. So, principles are applicable on human or the employees or the people of management, not on machineries, not on assets. Next one is principles are highly flexible. The managers of the organization depends on the business situations and internal environment. They can change the principles, they can modify the principles, they can bring certain changes to the all principles of management. Principles are highly flexible, and principles are not rigid plans. Principles are not rigid directions, and principles are not rigid instructions. Principles are flexible instructions. And principles are highly contingent in nature. Contingent means pertaining to the future, depends on the future condition, future situations and future circumstances and the future results and the future problems. We change principles and we alter principles and we replace principles and we design and develop the principles. Why? Because principles are, right, the continuous process of practices and experimentations, and principles we draw through continuous process of cause and effect relationship. So, these are the features or the nature of principles of management. Dear students, this is very important for 4 marks. In annual examination, you may get this question under section C. Do remember, this is very important. Thank you students. Do share, subscribe and comment. Thanks a lot.